A quick flashback. A few videos ago, I did a time painting. 1 minute, 3, 5, 8 minutes. No expectations, just picking up the brush. If you try that with me, you probably ended up with something a little rough around the edges. I know, I did. Today, I'm gonna show you what happens next. Because sometimes those paintings we're quick to call ugly are actually just unfinished. And a little magic can change everything. If you haven't done a time painting yet, go find my last video and try it first, or dig up an old study you've forgotten about. Either way, grab something imperfect and paint along with me. So here's my 8-minute flower shop painting. I'll take it out from this plastic sleeve here. So today I'm gonna show you how I beautify this step by step. Step 1. Look at what you've got and find the focal point. What's the one part that already has something going for it? If it's more abstract, maybe it's just a shape or a spot of color that caught your eye. For me, it's the flowers up front. Actually, funny enough, during the original 8-minute timer, I think I already knew this without really deciding it. You can see it if you look closely. The front flowers have more outline, more intention, while the ones in the back are just lots of paint, wet on wet washes, loose, undefined. I didn't plan that consciously, but it gave me a focal point before I even sat down to beautify it. Whether yours already has something standing out like that, or you need to decide it now, either way, that's what step 2 is for. Step 2. Once you know what your focal point is, lean into it. Add more pigment, sharpen an outline, finish a section. For mine, that's the flowers up front. I want them to feel alive, while the ones in the back stay soft and blurry so they don't compete. You could absolutely do this with more watercolor. I decided to bring in colored pencil instead, just to add the extra definition. These are some of my favorite colors to work with actually. One thing I like to do, work with one color at a time and let it travel across different parts of the painting rather than staying in one spot. It keeps everything feel connected. I'm adding little bits of drawing into the background too while I'm at it. Speaking of the background, step 3. And this one's the quiet secret of loose watercolor, leaving some parts unfinished. A light wash, a loose line, even a blank space. That's not a mistake, that's the supporting cast. Being intentional about what to highlight and what to let go is really the whole game here. For me, that means not touching the wet on wet blends in the back, the ones that dried into these soft, abstract shapes that are honestly kind of pretty on their own. I don't want to cover them up. You can do the same with yours. Leave part of the background exactly as it is. More often than not, that's what makes the piece feel interesting instead of overworked. Step 4. Add a few more small marks or colors elsewhere, not just at the focal point, like little breadcrumbs that lead the eye where you want it to go. Here, I'm sketching in a few petals for the background flowers, just bits, intentionally incomplete. I want you to sense there's a bunch of flowers back there without spelling it all out. So I'm skipping more wet on wet work and just letting a few details speak through. That's enough to hint these are background flowers while still leading your eye back to the real focus, the front flowers, since they share the same color palette and patterns. Step 5, and one of my favorites, mixed media magic. Ink, usually just on the focal point. I don't spread it everywhere. Once your painting has its watercolor foundation, that's when I bring in the extras. Ink, colored pencils, whatever feels fun. This is where you get to play. For mine, I went in with black ink and added these little squiggles run into the flowers. It gives them this playful, almost handwritten textures. And that's really it. No pressure, no right way to do this, just picking up something you almost gave up on and giving it a little more attention. If you try this with one of your own time painting, I'd love to see it. And if not today, it will still be there whenever you're ready.